Hi guys, I hope that you're very well. It's Sylvana here and I am back for a new video on the Jewels and Gems YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we are gonna do together a beautiful pick a card tarot reading that will be around the beginning of spring, or you could call it as well a spring equinox dedicated tarot pick a card reading, because I was supposed to do that earlier, but then I got caught because then Aries season was here, so it was time to talk about everything related to Aries season, and then I just forgot. I was like, oh, but now it's spring, like I have to do something related to that. So I thought, you know what, we might as well just do a beautiful tarot reading together. So yeah, what we're gonna do is same as usual, guys. I'm gonna shuffle the cards for you, make sure they're ready to go. Today I'm thinking we're gonna do 4 different piles, so you can pick between numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 and see which one do you guys prefer, which number seems to resonate with you more. Of course, as always, you can pick more than one number if that feels right, and if the one that you have picked does not resonate with you for some reason, you're very welcome to change it. That's absolutely fine, no problem at all. And yeah, if you don't mind taking a deep breath with me, in through the nose, out through the mouth, hold it to the top and release. Wonderful. That's the best way to clear any stagnant energy from within. So the questions will be focused on today, so you can start thinking about it. Maybe if you'd like, before picking the number, will be the number 1 card. There'll be 3 cards. The first card is about the shadow that needs to be released. Then the second card will be the results that you're not seeing yet, and the third card is going to be what sparks your light and what wants to emerge from within. So very much so a spring equinox related spread to start this new beautiful season. Perfect. So once you have picked a number between 1 and 4, we can start. So now, if you guys have picked pile number 1, this is your message for this spring season. So as we said, the first question is, what should you leave behind in order to really release and leave behind anything to the dark sides of the year? What should you leave behind? I suppose the dark side could be winter. What should you leave behind you from the winter season to allow you to start fresh in spring? So the first card we have here is actually the 7 of Spades combined with the Chariot. So that's very interesting. So straight away we see that there could be some situation of conflict here for you guys. Maybe you've been dealing in a situation where there's been a lot of aggression around you, maybe a little bit of a lack of control. Maybe you feel right now that you're struggling with that sense of control over what's happening in your life. Maybe there could be a lack of direction somehow as to what's happening in your life, and this seems to be causing a lot of difficulties. But what you really need to focus on now is the time to try to come up with inventive solutions. Try to use your creativity as a way to get out of that negative energy that might be stagnant energy, maybe not so much negative, but just stagnant, that's just holding you back from moving on. So I see this card as very much so a sign of breakthrough. So use that in your advantage to really try to come up with creative ways to get out of that rut that you're going through, and maybe get out of your comfort zone, because sometimes when you are stuck in a rut, that's kind of the best thing for us to do, is literally just to step out of our comfort zone, because that's the best way for you to get a little bit more of clarity as to where you stand, what you need, what you should work on, what needs to be improved, what needs to evolve. And it gives you a different perspective. By going out of your comfort zone, you also step up and allow yourself, to open yourself to different perspectives, ways of thinking that you might have not, been able to see earlier on. And that can open your eyes to something so much bigger and allow you to really act in a beautiful and confident way. That's really what it's all about. And then the next card is what is currently germinating, what is currently blossoming, or maybe on the verge of blossoming under the surface of the life of, that you're leading. So what are the results that you're not seeing yet, basically? So here, the card we have here is actually the 10 of Spades and the Judgment combined. So very interesting here. The message we have is that maybe what's currently growing that you under the surface of life that you haven't seen yet is that sense of waking up, basically, which kind of ties in very well with the previous card, is that soon there's going to be or it's already starting to grow within you. It's a sense of inner growing, a sense of inner calling, self-reflection. You could be on the verge of going through some form of rebirth, of transformation, of awakening, and some announcement might be coming towards you at some point soon, or you might come up with an announcement for the masses, for the people around you, that might really start that process of awakening and transformation. So overall, a positive card for sure. And last but not least, what shall you plant during this growing season? So what is that really sparks your light deep down and that wants to emerge from within, and that you should allow to emerge from within? And here we've got the 3 of Spades. So then here it's kind of interesting. It's like, well, the best thing you can do for yourself really now in order to grow this season is moving beyond sorrow. So you probably went through a tough time during winter. Winter could have been a very difficult season for you. These last few months might have been quite hard on you, and you've been probably struggling. And what's happening is now you have to use this new season, you have to use spring as an opportunity to move beyond sorrow, to really allow yourself to deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive yourself, and understand your own feelings for what they are, and understand that this is what makes us human. We all have feelings. We all go through these times where everything is difficult, where we feel sad, where we have these emotions, especially us women, that can happen more often. It's completely normal, so you have to forgive yourself, you have to accept yourself, because this is the best way that you will be able to release any pain, that will allow you to really make the most of that awakening, of that self-reflection and that inner calling that will come to you sooner rather than later. So that is all for pile number 1. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Whoever picked pile number 1, let me know in the comment section below, guys. How does that resonate with you? I would love to hear about it. So now we can move on to pile number 2. So if you guys have picked pile number 2, this is your message from the Spring Equinox. So the first card is, what should you leave behind in the darker side of the year? So here we've got the 5 of Spades. So the 5 of Spades tells me that you could have been going through some possible disappointment lately, and you might have been facing difficulties or maybe some form of defeat against maybe a person, maybe a situation, maybe an experience. And you have had to go through some form of conflict that has impacted you, and unfortunately it has been leading to difficulties. For example, lack of lack of self-reflection, lack of um, communication, maybe self-sabotage to a certain extent could be something that lately you've been going through. That sense of really doing things that just do not serve you, and unfortunately it's a vicious circle. Once you get into it, it's not always easy to spot it and get out of it. Usually by the time you spot it and get out of it, it already has done a lot of damage. But the good thing is, this card here is here to tell you that, you know, this is what you need basically to leave behind in the darker side of the year. This is the shadow that needs to be released right now. That sense of walking away because you feel defeated is just not the way to go. It's not going to lead to anything positive afterwards. This is not an option for you right now. And it's not an option, you know. How could that be an option? It's just not how it works, you know. You have to look at it all from a completely different perspective. Pain and pleasure kind of go hand in hand. It's very difficult to sometimes get the, you know, to work with them, you know, but they go hand in hand. And here we're going to see now what is currently germinating under the surface of life. So what are the results that you're not seeing yet? And here what we have, funny enough, is actually the Jack of Clubs. So the Jack of Clubs is kind of here to tell you that, as I was thinking, you know, it's very important now to focus on being enthusiastic about starting something new, because that's the best way you can counteract a situation of self-sabotage. It's literally that sense of be open-minded, open yourself to potential new opportunities, and it's by being optimistic that you can really do that very well. You know, that sense of enthusiasm will really, you know, inspire you to really try something new, something different, something that will bring you a lot of positive, you know. And definitely for me, this is a sign. The Jack of Clubs kind of embodies that sense of energy, passion. It's about following a little bit your inner impulse, listening to that inner intuition, you know. Like for me, that's kind of how I like to look at it, you know. And you know, it's a card that signifies good news. It shows you that, you know, every cycle comes to an end, and negativity is not here to stay. The best thing you can do is to remind yourself that it will end and there will be a fresh start. And now could be your fresh start. The beginning of spring could be a fresh start, helping you to open yourself to brighter, more positive ideas, projects, plans, goals. Try to set goals for yourselves. You know, goals are so much better than people realize. Goals is what gives us structure. You know, we need goals in order for us to constantly evolve. If you don't have goals, you know, you just don't evolve. You know, you just drop, and that is not what we are here for. That's not why we're designed for, you know. So try to remind yourself of the importance of being fearless, and listen a little bit more to your impulse, to your intuition, to your sixth sense, to, you know, your gut feeling, whichever way you like to call it, and see what this could guide you to. You'd be surprised. So many people, I find it still nowadays, find it difficult to listen and to follow and trust their intuition. Yet the subconscious mind is running like nearly like 90% of the brain. You know, there's a good reason why they say, you know, trust your gut, trust your intuition. There's a very good reason why this is coming more and more, because you should. And last but not least, What shall you plant during this growing season? So what is it that sparks your light, that you want to emerge from within, and that should emerge from within? And here we've got the Four of Diamonds. So very interesting. Four of Diamonds kind of says that maybe lately for you, there has been a bit of an hesitation to offer support or to help some people around you. And you have been maybe particularly worried or concerned with everything related to the material world. So I'm talking here finances, for example, could have been an area that could have caused you a lot of worry lately. And here I think the message is pretty clear to me. You guys absolutely need to learn to let go. You need to release all that tension, because that tension is just drowning you, and it's filling your brain, your mind with limiting beliefs and negative thought patterns that are just never going to serve you. They're only going to damage you. And here the key is very simple. It's all about shedding the old. You have to get rid of that stagnant old energy that's just holding you back and stopping you from moving on, from being able to reach the next step and open yourself to new perspectives, to new opportunities. You know, don't underestimate the importance of giving as well as receiving. This is how abundance works. It's both ends that needs to coexist. You know, the people that are successful, the people that are abundant, they're not afraid to give and share and serve. They're not afraid of that, because they know there'll be always enough. They know there's plenty, and you know that abundance is a constant source of energy that's just, you know, it's constant. So allow yourself to be more generous, allow yourself to share more with others, and give as well as receive. And but of course do that in a mindful way. You know, don't put yourself under financial instability or, you know, anything like that. But just try, for example, try to do a positive action, try to do something good for someone. It doesn't have to be money related. It can be as simple as giving someone a compliment. It can be as simple as you know, offering someone a little bit of support or help. You know, showing some form of, you know, support and love to the people around you that need it. You know, letting them know that you're here for them if they need advice, if they need help, you know, if they need someone to talk to. Just little acts of kindness like that will go a long way, I promise you. And that's how you can work your way through everything. So that's pile number 2. Let me know how this resonated with you guys. I would love to hear from you, and make sure you give this video a thumbs up. That would be amazing. And now let's move on to pile number 3. So if you have picked number 3, this is your message from the spring equinox. So first we said, what should you leave behind in the dark side of the year? So the card that we have here is actually you can see here, it's the Justice card combined with the 8 of Spades. So here we have something very interesting, is that for you, like this card talks everything related to the sense of common sense, reason, fairness, balance. It's very much Libra energy because of the Justice card. So, you know, it's about reminding yourself that you have to be more decisive. Maybe lately you have been struggling with that sense of decisiveness. Maybe you've been, maybe you have not been holding yourself accountable or responsible in a way, and because of that you haven't been decisive. Sometimes what we can do is that in order to avoid having to take a big decision that requires us making a choice, we'd rather not do it because we feel like then it's not our responsibility. Well, that is wrong, because that can lead to dishonesty. You have to open yourself to new perspectives. You have to release any of that stagnant negative energy that might stop you from doing that, because you know, it's important, you know, if you are meant to take decisions in your life. That's just how life works, you know. It's part of being an adult, it's part of being a human being, you know. And it'd be fine if you make a mistake. It's okay, you know. We all make mistakes, there's nothing wrong with that. Don't be so narrow-minded or close-minded that, you know, you can't see the bigger picture. The bigger picture is, you know, you have 50% chance of getting it wrong or right. So you know what, if you get it right, amazing. If you get it wrong, well, that's okay. At least you know that that doesn't work. You can go for the other option afterwards. It's all part of experience and the learning process, and at least you've tried it, and then you won't have regrets. That's just the way you have to look at these things, you know. It's the healthy way of looking at these things. And then what is currently germinating under the surface of life? So what results are you not really seeing yet, but that will start to emerge at some stage soon? And here we have actually the Jack of Diamonds, which is quite cool because it's all about that sense of wonder. The Jack of Diamonds also talks about ambition. It's about being open to growth. It's about having potential. So obviously you have some potential to really grow, and you have that inner fire within you to get out of that rut that you're going through and all that stagnant energy. And the key here is pretty simple. You have to open yourself to receive that potential. You know, it could be through studying. Maybe what you need to do is to go back to being a student, learn something new, learn a new skill, develop a skill that you already have, but bring it to the next level. See what is it that you can do. Maybe what you need to do could also be related to finding a new job. Maybe where you are right now is not what you really truly wish to do. Maybe you're just doing it at the moment because it feels right, because you feel that it brings you some form of security, but at the end you're not enjoying it. You're not, you know, it's becoming difficult for you because it's just drowning you. If that's the case, I would suggest to very quickly start to think about what your other options are. We live in a world where nowadays, I always say that to my coaching clients, we live in a world where now everything is possible. You know, we have so much potential, you know, especially women, you know, like I talk to women all the time, and it's just crazy to see that lack of self-confidence all the time. And it's just so sad because women are also powerful. Women also have that strength within to accomplish great things, you know, and you don't have to be the next, you know, Beyonce or Elon Musk or whoever you see as being your representation of success. You just have to do your best and do what you love, do what you truly are passionate about, and see what is it in there that you can do that can also benefit others, maybe, that, you know, can impact the world by doing something that you also are passionate about, because that's what you are meant to do. It's really accomplishing your life purpose and not being held back by self-limiting beliefs and not being willing to take action or take decisions. And then last but not least, what shall you plant during this growing season? What sparks your light and wants to emerge right now? So here, I think that's pretty cool now. Now we've got the Queen of Diamonds herself. And I think this is pretty wonderful here as a message for you guys. As I was saying, it kind of ties in very well with what we were just talking about, funny enough. The Queen of Diamonds, she's here to represent a beautiful balance, a harmony between in the internal world and the external world, and make them merge into one to create a beautiful balance between the two. It's about mastery, and that means mastery of the world around you, your environment. So that could be mastery through, for example, the way you live your life, through your your work. But that also means that that mastery also needs to be balanced out with an inner mastery, which is mastery from within. So mastering your sense of self, because the two cannot work on their own. They both have to be connected. You can't get one without the other. They both have to be both respected and developed together as a unit. And here it's about, the Queen of Diamonds, she's not about control. She's not a control freak. But what she represents is that sense of, harmony from within. You can see she's enlightened. She is awakened. She's at peace. She's some sort of healer. She looks very much like some sort of witch, of a beautiful, earthy, Mother Earth energy, that connection to nature. And that doesn't just mean nature around us, it also means human nature. It's about mastering your own nature, to make sure it's harmonized and to make sure it's balanced and that it's abundant and to its fullest potential. So what you guys can focus on is really working on that sense of really developing as much your work life, because obviously that's probably what you might be currently working on lately, but you also have to remind yourself of the importance of really working on that inner balance, on everything from within that allows you to do what you do on a daily basis. Both are so important. Like the importance of having a morning ritual is something that I always talk to my coaching clients, because it's just something that is absolutely crucial. You need that to be in the best shape or form to excel and in life and be abundant. You can't do it without. It's just not gonna work otherwise. So that is pile number 3. Let me know, guys, how this resonated with you. I would love to hear from you and see what you think. And let's move on now to the last pile. Last but not least, it's going to be pile number 4. So if you guys have picked pile number 4, this is your message from the spring equinox. So the first one is, what should you leave behind in the darker side of the year, the shadow that needs to be released? Well, here, very interesting, we actually have the 8 of Hearts combined with the moon. So you guys, for you, there's a bit of I suppose disappointment. Maybe there can have been a little bit of escapism lately. It could be with the current global climate, to be honest. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. And you're trying to escape a little bit from everything. You're just struggling with it all. You're disappointed. You're becoming maybe a bit impatient. You find it very hard, very difficult to deal with, and that's bringing you a lot of bad negative energy, unfortunately. Maybe a sense of insecurity in some areas of your life could also come up, and a sense of a lot of illusions. You're not living in a real you're not being maybe very realistic, shall I say, and that could be causing you a lot of difficulties. And just you have to get yourself grounded, and you have to remind yourself that it's important to be in the here and now and in the present. And that could be something, all those emotions related to everything that's happening currently in the global climate. I would say you need to try your best to not let it negatively impact you and your overall well-being and your overall mindset, because unfortunately it's doing more negative than it is doing you positive. And no, it's just not the way to go, I'm sorry to say. But then what is currently germinating under the surface of life for you? That's going to be interesting one. So what is it that you're not seeing yet but that will show up soon? And we have the beautiful Queen of Clubs. Yes, I really like that. That makes me happy. It's much happier now. Happy vibes. It's about confidence, strength. You know, you have that fiery passion within you. You know, you have that Queen of Clubs energy within you. You know, you just have to learn to harness it and nurture it and cultivate it. That's what it's all about in life. You know, nothing will come by itself. Results come if we put in the work. You know, like, why do I always repeat all the time the importance of having a morning ritual? Because I know that over time it's going to be something that will bring you so much positive energy into your life, like you have no idea. Like, that's what it has done for me, and it has transformed my life. And there's also I might just say it now before I forget, but I also did a podcast episode on that. You can check that out on Spotify, the Jewels and Gems podcast. The importance of setting up those rituals for you that are just positive and full of goodness is really what will bring you so much peace and harmony and abundance. You know, try to embody the energy of the Queen of Clubs. Set goals. Because that's going to fuel your ambition and your passion. Learn to adapt yourself to changing situations. Be more open-minded. Be more aware of what's happening within you, because that's how you're going to seize those opportunities, those positive moments and experiences that you will benefit from. You know, sorry about that. Hopefully you don't hear too much that noise. Apart from that, yeah, take charge. Take charge, you know, allow yourself to embody that fiery energy that's all about being, you know, like cultivate that inner strength and confidence, because you have it, it is within you. You just have to unleash it and take charge. Set those goals, you know, learn to adapt to changing situations. I don't know how many times I'm gonna have to say it, but that's basically it, guys. You need to, you know, get it together and start doing the right things, because it's for you, and because if you don't do it, nobody else will, and you have to. It's for your own benefit, and it's your duty. You know, you have to do it. And now, the last but not least, it's what shall you plant during this growing season? What you need, what is within you that sparks your light, that brings you joy, and that wants to emerge, and that you have to try to make sure it emerges, because, you know, that's the only way you can go through this all. Well, the last card we got here is very interesting. Okay, let's see how that goes for you. That is the Jack of Spades. So the Jack of Spades is kind of here to say that, you know, you've got potential. You probably are aware, and if you're not aware, I'm here to tell you, you have got the freaking potential. You have it. You are someone that is naturally a curious individual. You are someone that naturally is maybe also cautious. So you are someone that has already within a lot of common sense. But at the same time, you know, you have to remind yourself that you have to really work on your inner energy and self-care and that sense of mental energy. You know, the Jack of Spades, it's all about that airy energy. You know, the air as the element of air. So it's about the mind, the mindset, the way of thinking. And what you need to do is be clear about you need to be focused instead of running around. You might have too much on your mind and you're not allowing yourself to be focused on one job at a time. If you take the Queen of Clubs combined with the Jack of Spades, it's pretty clear to me. You know, organize yourself, you know, don't be too excited. Just set everything properly, learn new skills, allow yourself to develop new skills in an area that you're truly passionate about, aka Queen of Clubs energy, passion. So we're talking about passion here combined with strategy. So, you know, you need to focus more on that inner wisdom at the same time. And don't, you know, learn new skills, but remind yourself that sometimes it's not all about knowledge, it's also about wisdom. So you have to cultivate that inner wisdom within you too. Both are very important, and that's how you're going to develop those natural skills, those things you are naturally good at, and those things that will allow you to become abundant. Maybe what you need to do is understand that now is your time to shine. Like, I really like this combination of cards because for me, it's reminding me of the importance of going for what we're truly passionate about. Because if we are passionate about it, it means we will naturally be excellent at it. You know, if this is really what you're passionate about, I am convinced, without even knowing what it is, that you're probably naturally skilled at it, that you're probably good at it. So if this is what you're passionate about, what's stopping you from going for it? Why are you not taking that leap, that big leap? Risks. I'm going to say it again. I say it all the time to everybody, but I truly believe it. Risks are something that people, time and time again, foresee something negative. Is like something that's been ingrained in our brains from our childhood, from our birth, to believe that risk is bad. Don't take risk. Risk is not good. It leads to nowhere. Well, that is so wrong, guys. Every time I took a risk and I did something outside of my comfort zone, it has proven to be such an enriching experience. And I'm speaking from my own you know, personal life by saying this. So you have to remind yourself that if you can embody both the Queen of Clubs and the Jack of Spades, you can be onto something really, really powerful. Some energy that's within you that's just waiting for you to take that leap in order for it to be released. Now, that's just my opinion, eh? But yeah, that would be what I think, and I think it's pretty powerful. You know, I love that message. That these piles today have been so interesting. But yeah, I would love to hear from you guys. What do you think about everything we've just talked about? How does this all resonate with you? How does that make sense to you? And what do you think? I would love to know. And make sure you also give this video a big thumbs up. That would be amazing. It always helps. And yeah, if there is anything else you'd like to see on this channel, as always, guys, feel free to let me know. I always love to hear from you, and I always you know, appreciate very much so your feedback and your opinion. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. I'm sending you lots of love and light. I wish you all a beautiful day. And if I was to leave you with one message today, would be please trust your intuition and do something positive for yourself today, because you absolutely deserve it. Thank you so much, guys. I'll talk to you soon.